Hello Internet! I'm HamsterBomb and you guys are watching another figure review video. I'm so excited to get to do one of these. I haven't gotten to do one of these in, geez, it might even be years. I'm so excited to get to show you guys this new figure today. The reason I haven't been able to do it is because I haven't really honestly been able to afford any new figures, and this amazing little guy was donated to me and the channel by Luke, so big thank you to Luke. He was so cool. I had to show you guys in another video. If you guys check out the PO unboxing videos that I do with Kim sometimes, basically of you guys sending in stuff, which is super nice of you all, I get to unbox and show off cool things you guys send me, and this was so cool. I had to show you guys more detail about this guy, and that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. So first up, before we actually get into what we all probably want to see the most, is all the details about Chibi Big Boss himself. He's so adorable. I gotta get into him some more, but I'm gonna go into my old style of how I basically went through these videos by starting first with taking a look at the box. And to do that, gonna move our focus a little bit back so we can actually see this thing. It's actually a pretty big box. You're not quite seeing the top of it, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Art-wise, this is basically all you want to see. We got a picture of Chibi Big Boss right here. This is a Nendoroid, or it is from the Good Smile company, so if you guys know Figma's, the same group doing these. The Venom Snake technically is what this is, the sneaking suit version. I don't know if that means that there's other versions of Big Boss, but still, that is the version that this says, and it does specify which snake it is because they show a picture of another one on here. There is other snakes that they've made. This is a solid snake. I know a solid snake and a Raiden also were made, but they're pretty rare from what I understand. And we get some pictures of him on the back. You can pretty much see all of it right here, which is pretty cool. He can do even some crawling stuff, as you can see in here. And as you guys can see, there is included a cardboard box. There's a lot of really awesome accessories, and there's so much to this box and stuff that is that comes with it. I actually got the instructions and everything in here. For now, let's actually just keep it in the background, and I'll just go through all the accessories and stuff with him because there's so many things he comes with. Still, I'm going to keep him in the background. He's got a couple accessories at the moment, but probably the first thing, and this one I had to go back and look for, this is the cardboard box that is in there. It's actually a Good Smile box, I'm pretty sure, with like their packing information. Yeah, here we go. Good Smile Company. It's actually got his number on it, 565 and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. The thing is, this box, or the cardboard for it, is actually, it gets hidden behind everything in the back sleeve here. So if you do have one and you're like, where'd my box go? Obviously it's flat and you need to fold it. And you actually, they tell you to use glue. I use tape. You can kind of see some Scotch tape holding it together because I figured glue would come through here and be visible, and I didn't want that. So to make sure that you see on the corners that they look real crisp and clean, I just stuck it down with some tape right there. I think it looks pretty good. Plus, fortunately, Big Boss can hold it up by himself, and I have him, I love having him Fulton stuff in the background, as you can see. We'll probably get to that stuff later, whatever he's using. I'll get to that last. As I showed you on the back of the box, he can kind of go prone and crawl like this. The only way he can do that is with this little clear stand that they give you. You can't even see it here because, I mean, by the time you use it, it's completely obstructed, which is good. But it's got to hold his big honking, big heavy head up, right? His adorable little evil head. And that is what this piece is for. So that one will be included. This, I believe, is just an extra joint that they give you. Wow, it's weird. They have smiley faces on them. I didn't notice that until now. But, yeah, it's a thing. It's probably a neck joint, honestly. I don't know why I would, you know, I mean, just in case you break his head somehow, that'd be terrifying. But there you go, an extra neck joint. I'm pretty sure it's what it's for, honestly. I had to go back and check. Most of the instructions are obviously in all Japanese. Now, this is an alternative leg, and what's really cool about this is it allows Snake to, come on, focus. It allows Snake to actually, like, stand down or, like, crawl or do the prone crawling motion. I actually, before doing this video, had him set up using this because, come on, focus, what you doing? This had him have the ability to stand on one knee and basically use his codec, which is, oh, it was there for a second. My focus is really not cooperating right now. I might even switch it over to manual. But anyway, so one of the things you can do, like I said, is use his codec, which is really awesome. I'm actually going to move my focus in just right now just because it's driving me nuts. There we go. So we can see things a lot clearer. There we go. So he does have like a little crouched leg, and the reason you want that is because yes, he can bend the other leg, but there's a big joint that gets exposed when you do that. So this just looks a little nicer. And anyway, like I said, you can switch it out for a codec, which honestly, this may be the coolest accessory he has. This looks so amazing. It's details like this that I couldn't show in the unboxing video to show you guys. Like, this looks so well done. It's the color and the fact that there's actually a map on that little thing. The way it catches light, it's amazing. He's actually holding the itty-bitty little codec in there, as you can see, and coming out of it is this awesome clear plastic codec. So yeah, I had him crouched over, using this little thing, and it's so cool. It looks so cool. Maybe the most impressive little accessory to come with him, and a very creative idea too. I mean, I wouldn't have even thought of something like that, but that is really, really amazing. And even though he's got other really cool stuff, I had him posed with this just because of how smart and really awesome it looks. Obviously, he's got a million little hands. I'm just going to grab some of them here. He's got an open exposed hand, like another fist over here. He does have extra bionic arms, but I'm just grabbing the regular hands we have right now. And I got two more. They're actually set up holding things. This first one here is holding his little phantom cigar. We can make a little chibi snaky poo smoking away to fast forward time, because that's a thing. And this one here kind of plugs into the assault rifle and grabs it properly. There are two hands that hold guns. There's another one that holds his little SOCOM pistol back there. And you need to make sure you get the right hand on the right gun. They look really similar, and I had some trouble trying to wedge one of my hands onto the gun, and I thought I was going to break it, and I found out it was supposed to go to the other gun. They look almost identical, so you, like I said, you really got to make darn sure you get the right one. But anyway, he's got an assault rifle. Unfortunately, there's no way for him to, like, carry it, like, on his back, you know, kind of like how it dangles on the side in-game. I kind of wish I could have done that, you know, taken the hand off so he could do that, but unfortunately not, because I want to show all these cool accessories, but unfortunately most of them do end up staying in the packaging and stuff like that. Now this, I believe this was originally like in his hip or something, and you had to remove it. Shoot, there was something you had to remove this thing for, or maybe it's an extra hip joint or something like that. But I was like, shoot, I gotta remember that when I make the video, and I totally forget. But you basically just use this thing to remove something else. Once I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay, no big deal. Now I got the other Bionic Arms. Let's just jump to these things. Nobody really cares about that anyway. So this one here, I believe, is the Rocket Arm. And what's really cool about this is you can see he's already making his little fist. The Rocket Arm, I don't quite have it in our Let's Play series just yet as I'm making this video. But it's really cool. I have like gotten to unlock it recently offline. You guys will see it soon. It's super weird. So yeah, you want it in this like fist position. Pretty cool. It's even got the little decal of the sticker of it says bomb arm, though in game it is called rocket arm. I know it is the same thing entirely, but still, awesome little prosthetic. You also get the ordinary red prosthetic hand, if that's the one that you prefer. Then there you go. He's got it right here. And aside from just an open fist or open hand for this one, he also has a fist for the red one. So if the red one is your thing, you can completely switch that off of Chibi Big Boss and give him a fist instead of an open hand. And all of these things are interchangeable because they're just little joints. Obviously, the hand, just to show you how these things work, super simple. I just pulled it right off, and now it's a fist. So it's kind of small. Obviously, you can see like the end of the joints are right there, but that's really it. As long as you can get it in there, it's quite tiny. And the directions sometimes, like you got to figure out what direction exactly they're being pressed in. But well, I'm like, look how easy it is. I can't do it on camera. Oh shoot, seriously, I'm having trouble with it. So that's another thing. You can see how tiny these parts are, which is why it's so amazing of how many accessories he actually comes with. He's so cool. I'm actually having trouble with that right now. Oh shoot, probably can't just do it on camera. That's my bad. Sorry about that. So, anyways, looking at this guy in the back, he does have a couple other accessories I want to show you guys. In terms of prosthetic arms, he does have one more right here, and it's the stun arm. I kind of have him using it, right now, just because it's the one of choice that I love using the most in Metal Gear 5. Love charging that thing up and taking out like 3 guys at the same time, just with a bolt of lightning. It's hilarious, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. Feeling like I'm actually progressing in the game and like leveling up, getting new things. So it's pretty cool that I get to actually reflect that in the figure too, because he has so many different accessories. It's unreal. Like I said, he has another arm or hand where he can hold a different gun. It's the suppressed, silenced, little tranquilizer pistol. So this is like my main combo. This is all me right here, and overdoing Fulton balloons, which I'm gonna get into in just a second. So it's really cool that I get to set him up basically with how I play Snake, which is so cool. Now, before I get into like the details of how he moves exactly, I want to go into the last accessory right here and kind of touch on the stand real quick. This is a Fulton Balloon. It's really awesome. This thing kind of sticks into the end of any of these Nendoroid bases and kind of grabs in right here. This end right here is actually meant to go into the back of any Nendoroid. So you can kind of see right here, he can basically Fulton any other Nendoroid figure you have. He's the only one I have, so unfortunately I can't have him Fultoning others. Like, I would love to get my hands on an original Trainer Red or something like that, but still, that is basically what that is for Fultoning other Figmas and stuff like that. So basically I have him like Fultoning the cardboard box, just stealing all the goodies. And that's really awesome. It's an awesome idea. It kind of spins up here on top. That probably pops out here, but I'm not going to mess with it. And now, aside from that, I'm going to take this off here because you guys can basically get a good idea of what this stand looks like. Oh, shoot, I just completely knocked Boss off there, which is weird because normally he is very, very secure on here. Just to show you how secure, I'm going to stick him back to this and just basically flip him over while we're looking at this. So the base here has, like, this is a little different from the Figma stands I've seen, because obviously, like I said, technically they're different. The base has, a grid of several different spots in it where you can put your bendable stand. These things are really, really strong. If I wanted to, he would basically stand like that. I had him, well, gravity wouldn't allow it, but I had him doing the Codex Stance, like I said before, him kneeling and standing with the other leg. And this stand is actually so strong that he, with both feet, neither were actually touching the ground. He was actually slightly levitating, and I couldn't get him to actually kneel on the ground properly, which is kind of funny. It's just a really strong stand. Granted, I'm never really moving him from this position. You kind of want to look at him and it's just there to help him stand up, and it does its job. Honestly, the hardest part was getting this plastic thing into his back. I had to look up how to do that online, what I needed to do for anyone having trouble with that, because boy was it an issue. I had to basically keep taking a hair dryer and blowing hot air right into his back and trying over and over again to attach this into here. I probably couldn't remove it if I wanted to, and I'm talking this piece physically into Snake. What removed before was this, 2 different pieces. So that piece right there, I'll probably never be able to get back out again unless I did the same thing with a hair dryer and heated it up like way too much. But anyway, now that I have him off, that was the base. Pretty cool base for a little guy like him. Let's take a look at all the little movable parts and things on our evil Chibi Big Boss. He's so cool. He's just so cool. Now, movability, or like posability wise, you can get an impressive amount of posability on these things. The only downside is little pieces will fall off, and it can be kind of frustrating to work with. I gotta say, like I was just saying, here, I'm gonna take like the gun right out of his hand. It just kind of comes out. The piece that I have the most trouble with is this arm. That's all it is, and most of the arms are like that. They're not actually joints when they don't need to be. In fact, there's very few joints other than like a little hinge like this on him. And since that's all it is and there's no room physically for anything else, and you're also, think of how much you're twisting this arm, you're moving it at the shoulder, and you're bending this little thing right here, his elbow. This gets under so much strain. Same deal with the prosthetic arm. But I mean, it doesn't look as weird when his prosthetic arm pops off. I don't know, because we're just kind of used to it not being there, you know? But still, those I do have trouble with. They pop off quite a bit. Moving in from there, his neck is on a joint. It's not much in terms of looking up and down. I mean, he can do a little bit of it, which is why he needs that thing to prop up his neck. I love how he's got like all the little details. He's got his Codex thing going into his ear. He's got even his evil little like a propeller blade stuck in his head. Scars painted over all his face, but he still looks adorable. The hair, I think they did a great job making it look like Big Boss, but it's still like cartoony enough. I don't know. I'm not so great at actually drawing stuff in like a cartoony fashion, but man, they did a great job getting this guy. Like, I don't know. I figure like the harder it is to make them into a cartoon, the weirder it is and the cooler it is when you see them, you know? So that's why I like this guy so much. I'm going to move around to his little pigtail, which does actually move. I don't know why you would want to, but you could twist it in other directions. I don't know, for whatever reason. You can. The neck, actually, now that I can kind of see in there, that is that same joint over there, just in case you somehow have broken it. That's about all the movement you're going to get if it's positioned properly. Mostly, I use this for turning, because let's be honest, he's got a giant head. It's going to be hard to move him. He's got a super detailed battle vest here, and going into the back. It's also, I gotta mention, it's really cool. This is, as you guys know, basically what I deploy Snake in all the time, which is really awesome that I, like, I feel like I was so customized in that game, but the little Good Smile figure was exactly what I played with. So I just found that so awesome. I'm gonna move his arms up so we can kind of see in here. You can see there's a bunch of little pouches he's got all around here, and each one of them kind of connects to the inside of him. They're loose, but they never come out. They're loose enough basically to just get out of the way if you're trying to pose with something else. He's got little things clicking all over his belt. There's so much here. There's so many things. I was looking up, like, hey, is there some way I can take these and, you know, have the assault rifle, you know, kind of dangle from the back? I mean, it goes on one of these sides. Obviously not on another hand, but you know what I'm talking about. So I tried my best, and unfortunately that is just not the case. You just can't do it. He hinges at the hips, but not so far. He doesn't really move too much there. So in terms of actually like physically turning, you really can't do too much. And the legs are very similar to the shoulders, but I think you get a little bit more movement. It feels like you do in the legs, twisting around like this, because that's most of your movement. Other than that, you just have a little hinge right here, and that's it. Because the feet, obviously, you're not switching feet. But he has so many parts, I wouldn't even be surprised if he had like another version of where the toe was flat out or something like that. But he does not. He doesn't need it. In fact, I kind of want to give him a binky and like have him sit down here because he's so cute. He's just adorable. Have him like maybe smoke a cigar in one hand and like have a binky in the other. He's just great. He's great. So I guess that's basically it. I mean, there's not too much to his actual movement. It's the fact of trying to get him into a pose that you're thinking of. He can probably do it. But the problem is getting him to do it, you know, easily without parts falling off like that. I mean, he can be pretty finicky with getting the pieces on that you want and then getting it to look really good is another thing too. But, I mean, after all that, I think he looks really good once you get him posed right. Another thing I've found that's kind of awkward, you got to put him up, like, really high on a shelf or something like that so you can actually see him, because typically you're going to be looking at them at, like, this angle, you know, or something like that, and you don't really see them too much. So, I've been finding myself putting them up higher on higher shelves, just because these guys are so small, but they're so detailed and they're so cool. Like, you can probably tell by the size of my fingers in this video that, wow, he's so tiny if you guys don't have another Nendoroid already, like I don't. So that's why I was so surprised at how tiny and detailed he was when I was giving him. So once again, big thank you to Luke. This guy is so amazing. I'm blown away by how many accessories this guy came with. This little guy came with. I've done other figure reviews, like I said, and I think he may win in the total amount of accessories he's come with. Like, Rurouni Kenshin, I'm thinking he had a ton of them too, but I think this guy wins, just in sheer quantity. But either way, this is an absolutely amazing little Nendoroid. I can't really compare him to other ones because obviously I don't own any, but I gotta say, considering all the stuff you get with this, and the fact that, like I said, I think the best part is he's supposed to be such an evil guy. Seeing him like this is just hilarious and awesome, and I love it. Seriously, I just love this little guy. I have him up on my computer all the time whenever I start playing Metal Gear 5 because I just gotta have my little Chibi Big Boss Fulton and stuff back to Mother Base, which is just nice. Representing Pink Horse. But either way, This basically is all I got to say about this guy. I don't want to ramble on forever. He's just amazing, and I wanted to make sure he had his own video because he's just so cool. So if you guys are thinking about getting one of these guys, haven't had a Nendoroid before, I think he's around $35 right now, which honestly, I would say that's a pretty good deal. That is a pretty good deal for this, because there's so many like really detailed Metal Gear 5 figures, and you're probably like, I don't know if I want this guy, if I want to get like a really, you know, detailed looking Big Boss for like $150. Like there's some really, really detailed ones out there, but I gotta say, this guy has so many parts. He's super detailed as well. I wouldn't pass him up just for like the price or for the fact that he looks kind of chibi. It's hilarious, honestly. I think he's awesome. And more people who see him, they seem to have more fun like talking about him. Like, you come over to my house than they probably would for a super detailed one. That maybe just be my friends, but I don't know. Either way, that's all I got for this time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more, and I will see you all. Oh god, my arm fell off. Crap. In the next episode of Metal Gear Solid 5. Boo!